Okay, so once again, good morning class, no? Okay, so welcome again to our online class in the contemporary world, no? Okay, so in our previous lesson, we're done already with the definition of globalization, no? The task of defining globalization, where it is categorized into two, no? The broad and inclusive and narrow and exclusive metaphors of globalization, wherein we use the two metaphors in globalization, which is the solidity and liquidity, no? Atong explain that globalization is liquidity, and what's the reason behind why is it that globalization is solidity and liquidity. And we're no, we're done already with the sub topic. So no, the globalization theories katong about homogeneity and heterogeneity, and also the dynamics of local and global culture, no? The different perspectives in global cultural flows, no? Kato ang cultural differentialism, cultural hybridization, cultural convergence. So when we say cultural differentialism, from the word itself, difference, no? Okay, so there is a difference of our culture to to another culture. And when we say cultural hybridization, there is a mixture of our culture and the another or other culture. All right? Okay, so and then sa kuan pod sa cultural convergence, so it means that the culture we have ay kay naa siya similarity with one or another culture. So, kumbaga mo siya ang kaning cultural conversion is the product of hybridization, no? Okay. Pero ang sa hybridization is dili lang siya kanaang totally the same with another culture. But in cultural convergence is similar siya. No, the characteristics of that culture, no, the traits, the styles, no, the practices of that culture is totally the same with another. There's a convergence of culture. All right? Okay. So next is the globalization of religion. No? As what I have discussed last meeting, that there are three important means in disseminating ideas of religion. So first is unsa man to? We have internet, no? Media and modern transportation, no? Internet, mass media, and internet. So, sa internet, no, makita na to, we can browse to any Google or any social media form, no, nga we were in, we can see, no, or we can read, or we can observe the different religious ideas, right? Okay, so sa mass media pod, nanay mga television, nanay radio station wherein they broadcast, they advertise the ideas of religion, or sa kung sa television ay mga palabas na kung saan ipinapakita yung mga dokumentaryo tungkol sa ideya ng isang relihiyon. Alright? Okay. So, take notes guys that muna akong gibalik-balik po last meeting that religion cannot be homogenized or religion cannot be hybridized. No? Every religion has different principles, moral teachings, and ethical content. No? Okay, so there is a difference of one religion to another religion. So, like for example, Christianity and Islam, Buddhism and Jainism or Judaism. No? Okay, so there is difference between that type of religion. All right? Okay, that's why religion cannot be hybridized or homogenized. Alright? Okay. So, sa globalization and regionalization po, no? Okay, so we're done already with that topic. And now, this morning, let's proceed to the origins and history of globalization. Okay, so unsa man di ay ang origin and history of globalization. Where did globalization has started, or when did globalization has started? no? As what we have discussed last meeting, the globalization and religion, that globalization was started after World War, right? World War II or Cold War. No, when you say Cold War, this is the yeah, ideological conflict between US and USSR, wherein the Union of Soviet USSR were demised, no? Okay. Okay, so mag-share screen ko for you nga napod mo makita. I mean, tab. Okay. So now, let's proceed to the origin and history of globalization. Makita ra ninyo ang slide?
Yes,
Makit?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So origin and history of globalization. So this morning, uh, no, this morning let's tackle or discuss the origin and history of globalization. No, the previous discussion already answered the questions. What is globalization, right? Okay, ugani, you already created a video presentation that according to your classmate, that iyang definition about globalization is mauni siya. And about ang iyang definition about globalization is mauni siya. Alright? Okay. So, the next question is that where did it start? No? Okay. So, where did it start? So, where did globalization o- started? No? Okay. So, it is not easy to answer. It is not a easy question, no? Nga dali ra nato matubag. As well because there are different views about globalization, no? There are different views that globalization has started this time, no? That globalization has started during that time, right? Okay. So, this morning, no? Or these slides will generally adheres to the perspective that the major points of the beginning of globalization started after the Second World War. Right? Take notes? Okay, so nevertheless, it would mean no harm to look at the five different perspectives, no? Of different perspectives regarding the origins of globalization. No? Okay. So take notes that five different uh, perspectives regarding the origins of globalization. Okay? So we have unsa man di ay ang five different perspectives of the origins of the globalization. Okay, so let's find out. So first, di man next. Saan man ni? Okay? So we have hardwired, no? Cycles, epochs, events, broader and more recent changes. So these are the five different perspectives regarding the origins of globalization. Okay, nakuha? So now let's discuss what is hardwired. So from the name itself, no? Hardwired. Unsa man din ang hardwired? No, okay. So, according to Nayan Chanda, okay? So, according to Nayan Chanda, in the year 2007, no, ingon siya nga, hardwired daw, no? It is because of our basic human need to make our lives better that made globalization possible, no? Hardwired. It is the so wired sa man siya. Connected, right? So, it is in connection with according to Abraham Maslow, no, sa basic needs nato, no, okay, to make our lives better, and that made globalization possible. No, a lot of factors nga itong makonsider that make our lives better, and that is the result of globalization, right? Okay, so When in terms to economics, no? Okay, so there is a lot of luxury products from another country that sell here to our country. And that, no? Or this particular product that consider our basic needs was supplied here in our country in order for us to be satisfied and kanaang uh, tawag ana masuplayan ang ato ang basic needs. Alright? Okay. So therefore, one can trace the beginning of globalization from our ancestors in Africa, no? Who walked out who walked out from the said continent in the late ice age, no? During this time, during ice age, no, there's still a land bridges that connect from Asia to Africa, and that's the main reason why our ancestors from Africa, those Aita, came here in Asia, no? And doon nagmula yung mga ancestor natin, no? Okay, but during this time, no, dili na ta musugot nga, uy, ancestors dito na mo ang Aita, ancestors dito mga kanang mga taga-Africa, no? Kay tungod ato ang mga lahi karon ato generation karon it was mixed. Kumbaga, we are hybridized already with different bloodline, no? Ang uban may lahing Spaniard, no? Ang uban may lahing Japanese, ang uban may lahing Chinese, ang uban may lahing American, right? German, Belgium, and others, no? We are hybridized already. So, katong mga makita na to, grabig naong niya, murag panahon pa man ni sa katong ah, mga Aita, di ba? Ilong, no? Ilong, klaro kayo. No, Prince Benjamin Perigo daw, ingon siya, sa naol daw, nasa gulan. No, we are hybridized na. No? Okay, kumbaga, kung sa ilaha ni Oba, na crossbreed na ta, no? Na crossbreeding na. Filipino from other races po. Right? Okay. So this long journey no during the ice age since napaman to siya yung land bridges pero sa panahon na to karon dili na nato makita ang land bridges that connect from Asia to Africa kay tungod sa increase of sea level pod no okay nagkatunaw na ang ice right no taas ang sea level so muna nawagtang nato ang katong land bridges during ice age nudugay na kay nga mga panahunan no during ice age pa to siya wherein na island bridges that connect from Asia to Africa mo the reason behind that our ancestors from Africa came here or naabot sila diri sa Pilipinas right okay and that long journey no Africa ancestors our ancestors in Africa finally lead them to all known continents today no naday kuan lain-lain no all continents in the world okay. Okay, so in the year 2007, no, according to Chanda, mentioned that commerce, no, mentioned that commerce, religions, politics, and warfare are the urge of people towards a better life. No? Okay. So why is it that those factors, no, commerce, religions, and politics and warfare are the urge to people towards a better life. No, just because in commerce, no, there's a trading system or economic system we're introduced to the world that nga makakanaang at kumbaga ma-satisfy na ma-satisfy ni commerce ang ato ang basic needs. Right? Religion, no? Since religion, it is a source of identity and pride of the people. So, dili ni siya mawagtang ang religion. No? Before, since then, nanani ang religion, no? It is the source of identity and uh, pride nato nga mga tao. Okay? So, politics. No? Okay, so in every country, naagyo na siya nag-rule dira nga mga officials, no? Whether what forms of government they have, but still they have this, no? Politics, no? Naagyo governance. Kay lisod man kaayo ang nasod nga walay pamahala, no? Or walay government, no? Kumbaga anarchy na, no? Lahat na freedom, lahat unsay imong gusto nga buhaton, pwede nimong buhaton, no? Pero gubot kaayo, no? The world is in chaos if wala siya government, no? And then next is warfare. No, sa makita ug sa ma-observe nato sa modern generation nato karon, no? O sa ato generation karon nga makita nato nga every country, no? They develop, they improve, no? They adapt for the modern kaning mga warfare techniques, no? Ug gani dito sa kanaang Israel ug Palestine during katong night conflict nilang duha, no? Okay. Unsa tong katong aerodrome, no? Okay na kung saan mo na siya mo defense, no? Or kanang sagnon niya ang katong mga missile from the other country. Right? So usa sa na siya sa mga ideas in terms of warfare, no? Na-advance na siya. Okay? So nanay mga ideas, no, mga discovery or new latest or updated nga mga discovery about warfare. In that, ma-protect sad nila ilahang country when labi na kung naay World War 3, so kana ang equipped na kay sila, no? Okay, kinaan naman sila ng mga makabagong teknolohiya. Moderno na sila in terms to warfare. Nakita Pilipinas, kumusta naman? If ever na World War 3, okay ka?
Nagotag-langab.
Okay, naman tayo daghang kanang dagom. Ching ching ching. Oh, barang, aswang, tikbalang, ungo. Okay, kumbati ra. So kanilang mga missile, anaon ra ta. Ting 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 ting. Alright? Okay. So those, no, kato mo to siya yours to people toward better life. And these are respectively connected to four aspects, no? Those, no, katong commerce, religion, politics, and warfare. Those are connected to the four aspects of globalization. And they can be traced all throughout the history. No? Unsa man di ay, no? What are these four aspects of globalization? No? Okay. So para dali na to ning nga timan-an, no? Okay? Connected, no? These commerce, religion, politics, and warfare are connected to the four aspects of globalization, no? Okay, to easily remember this, we use these techniques, no? TMAC or TMAC, no? What does it mean by TMAC? The four aspects of globalization, no? When we say T, trade. When we say M, missionary work. And when we say A or A is adventures, and C is conquest, right? Or TMAC, the four aspects of globalization that is connected to commerce, religion, politics, and warfare that urge to people towards a better life. Okay? So nahinumduman ang ato ang term nga TMAC, the four aspects of globalization.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So dali ra kaayo, no? Okay, so kung mag-exam ta sa preliminary sinong preliminary examination, no? Kung na-enumeration dito kanang what are the four aspects of globalization, so dali na kay ma hinumduman si TMAC. So gito si TMAC, no? Okay. Si TMAC is trade, missionary work, adventures, and conquest. Alright? Okay. And that's the first perspectives, no, of globalization. The first perspectives, no, regarding, no, to the origins of globalization. So next, let's proceed to the second, no, the next perspectives of globalization. Okay, cycles. Unsa man ning cycles? No? Murag ligid, no? Cycles. Tuyok siya, no? Okay. So, for some scholars, no, those who studied about globalization, they say that globalization is a long-term cyclical process, no, is a long-term cyclical process daw, no? Thus, finding its origin will be daunting task, right? Okay. So, what is important is that the cycles, no? The cycles of globalization has gone through. No, there's a cycles of globalization. Kumbaga, magbalik-balik na siya. If these ideas, if these things, or if this information will disappear, and in future, it will reappear. Right? Okay. So, according to Skold in the year 2005, that um, subscribing to this view will suggest or adheres to the idea that other global ages have have appeared. No, those who are part of the globalization, those who are part of global ages will be appear in future. No, or this part of global age will disappear now and in future it will reappear again. No? Cycles siya. No? Kumbaga sa tuwa gani o katong the base example here is the mga trend or mga trending. No? Okay. Sa una kani mga love songs, mga 80s, mga 90s nga love song sikat kaayo during their time. No? Pag abot ng mga 20s, mga 2000, na mga bagong hits or na mga bagong song nga na-introduce sa world, no? This part of globalization gihapon, no? Nga nisikat na po din katong mga nisikat during 90s, murag ning hinay. Pero pag abot sa mga pila na pod ka years na transition of kaniang globalization, mix siya or muapig gihapon to siya nga songs and then musikat pagbalik. The same po na siya sa other ideas. The same po na po the other things that makes globalization possible. Alright? Nakuha ang perspective sa origin of globalization with cycles, no?
Or sir,
Okay. So there's also the nation, no? There is also the notion to suspect that this point of globalization will soon disappear and reappear. No? Basta cycles gani in perspectives in the origin of globalization, take notes that the term, no? The ideas of disappear and reappear. No? If these ideas, if these things, no? Is most trends, no? Sa karon nga time, maybe in future it will disappear or muhinay or mo slow, no? Okay. So next, that is the idea, or that is the perspectives in the origin of globalization, which is cycles. Okay. So now let's continue to the third perspectives in the origin of globalization. Okay. So when we say epochs, no? Epochs, according to Ritzer, okay? So, according to Ritzer in the year 2015, no, cited no Thornborn's ideas in the year 2000, the six great epochs of globalization, no? And these are also called waves, no? These epochs in globalization are also called waves, no? Kumbaga, and each has its own origin. No? Okay. These six great epochs of globalization has its own origin. No? And today's globalization is not unique if this is the case. No? The difference of this view from the second view cycles is that it does not treat epochs as returning. No, kung sa cycles, sa second perspectives in the origin of globalization, that the idea, no, the uh, part of global age will reappear. But in epochs, this will not treat epochs as returning. Kumbaga, dili na siya mo reappear. Okay? So, the following are the sequential occurrence of the epochs. No, okay. So, according to Turnborn, the six great epochs of globalization waves. No, first is the globalization of religion. No, during 4th to 7th centuries. What do you think? mo appear pa ba ni siya nga wave or dili na? Class, mo appear pa ba ni siya ang first epochs of globalization according to Turnbull, the globalization of religion? Mo appear pa ba ni siya pagbalik? Dili na, no? Dili na ni siya mo appear. Okay? So second is the European colonial conquest. Third is the intra-European wars that is happening in the late 18th to early 19th centuries. No? Heyday of European imperialism during the mid 19th century to 1918. No? The post World War II period and the post Cold War period. No? Okay, so during, as we all know that after the World War II, after this Cold War period, the globalization has started, no? Every countries nga naapektuhan sa ana nga war is muling bumangon. The new ideas were shared to each other, and that's the start of globalization. No, na-introduce ang mga makabagong natuklasan, mga makabagong pamamaraan, teknolohiya, no? And many more, no? Okay. So, in epochs, no, like for example, World War II, this will not happen again. Maaring magkaroon ng World War III pero ang pangyayari sa World War II ay hindi na mangyayari sa hindi na mangyayari ulit, no? Okay. So nakuha ang idea or perspective of origin of globalization, which is epochs. No questions.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So nakita ra gyapon ninyo ang slides.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's continue to the fourth perspectives in the origin of globalization, which is events. Unsa man dining events? No, mga pangyayari na kung saan maari nating maalala muli ang mga pangyayari na masaya pa kayong nagsasama, no? Yung mga happy moments nga kauban nimo imong uyab, pero karon wala na kay tuwa na sa lain, right? Gipaasa ra kaniya, no? Giilad ra kasi ang mga matamis nga mga salig promises, right? Okay, so part po na siya sa events. But in globalization, in fourth perspectives of the origin of globalization, which is events, no, specific events are also considered, no, as part of the fourth view or fourth perspectives in the origin of globalization, which, no, explaining the origin of globalization. So diri di ay sa events, the four first perspectives of the origin of globalization, diri na to matrace back, no, mahinumduman na to kung giunsa ta niya pagpapaasa na, no? Okay, so mahinumduman na to og naunsa or unsa pag-start ang globalization. Right? So if this is the case, no, the several point can be treated as the start of globalization. No, according to Gibbon in the year 1998, so for example, no, argue that Roman conquest centuries before Christ were its origin. No, the Roman conquest, no, centuries before Christ were its origin. No, in an issue of the magazine, the Economist, no, in issue of the magazine The Economist in the year 2006, January 12, no, when it is considered as the rampage of the armies of Genghis Khan into Western Europe or Eastern Europe in the 13th century. I mean, Eastern Europe in the 13th century. No? Okay. So, according to Rosenthal, in the year 2007, he gave premium voyage of discovery, no, ni Christopher Columbus, discovery of America in 1942, no. Okay, so Christopher Columbus, no, take notes. Christopher Columbus discovered of America in 1942, no. That is the starting line, no, the starting point of globalization, no, in where dito pagka-discover ni Christopher Columbus sa Amerika in 1942, nag-start na dayon ang idea of trade or the traditional way of trading which is gitawag og barter. But ang pinakasad during that time is that uh, no, as we all know that Christopher Columbus meron siyang mga dala-dalang mga makabagong kagamitan or mga kagamitan na meron sila ngunit sa Amerika ay wala noong 1942. Ngunit ang nangyari, no, since yung mga Amerikano gusto nila ang mga kagamitan na dala-dala ni Christopher Columbus. So ang nangyayari, ginawa ni Christopher Columbus na pang-barter ang mga kagamitan na kanyang dala-dala sa mga tao doon sa Amerika. So si Christopher Columbus ay nagkaroon siya ng mga alalay or slaves, right? Okay, and that's the origin, no, the history of globalization according to the discovery of Christopher Columbus in America. No, during that time, no, uso kaayo sa una nga himuon nga slaves ang tao. Pero karon, no, na natay freedom, na natay power nga dala-dala, na anay mga constitutional rights nga nagprotect sa atua, right? Okay, but during that time, wala pa man na. So muuto nga okay ra ang kinabuhi sa tao i-barter lang og butang, no? I-barter lang og mga lamas or spices, no? Okay. So Vasco da Gama, no? Ah, si Vasco da Gama kay kuan ni siya kanang discover or iyang na explore ang Cape of Good Hope in 1498. Okay? And Ferdinand Magellan completed the circumnavigation of the globe in 1522. But you know what, no? Dapat hindi sana si Magellan or si Ferdinand Magellan ang maituturing na kauna-unahang nakakumpleto ng circumnavigation of the globe, no? Dahil alam naman natin na pagdating niya dito sa Pilipinas in 1521 and in 1522 nang makarating si Magellan sa Lapu-Lapu ay nagkaroon ng digmaan kontra ni pagdating ni Magellan sa Mactan, nagkaroon ng digmaan kontra ni Lapu-Lapu at ang mga tauhan ni Lapu-Lapu. At alam naman natin na si Magellan ay hindi na nakauwi pabalik sa Espanya. No, wala na. Dahil napatay si Magellan ni Lapu-Lapu at ang kanyang mga tauhan doon sa Mactan. No? At yun din ang dahilan na sa 217 na katauhan ni Magellan nang pumunta sila dito sa Pilipinas ay ilan na lamang ang nakabalik sa Espanya. No? Hindi na kumbaga wala na kaabot og 20 or hindi na kaabot og 20 ka mga Spaniard ang nakabalik sa Espanya. No? Mga 17 na lang siguro, I think, or 18. Basta naaraan na, wala na kaabot 20. Okay? Okay. And that is the so unsa man po'y dala-dala ni Ferdinand Magellan diri sa Pilipinas, no? So unsa tiyang contribution that is part of global age or the globalization, no? Iyang na-introduce diri sa Pilipinas ang Christianity, no? Okay, iyang na-introduce ang mga spices sa kanta pa bitaw ni Yoy Revillame, no? Si Magellan is niadto daw sa kanaang Mactan para mangita og lamas or spices, no? Okay. So moutong ha, sila pula po nasuko siya kay mangawat og lamas, mangawat kuno og sili si Magellan, moto nga nag-away silang duha. But usa gid sa main reason, no? Sa kanta tumor siya bugal-bugal pero ang point dito is trading of spices or mga lamas, no? Okay. So the recent years could also be regarded as the beginning of globalization, no? Okay. But sa panahon natin ngayon, pwede rin nating maituturing na ito yung beginning or the starting line of our own global age. No? Okay, so like for example, in the 20th century global age, no? So apil ta didto. So atong mga contribution or sa mga happenings or sa mga panghitabo during our time is part of the globalization. Okay? Okay, so the recent years could also be regarded as the beginning of globalization with reference to specific technological advances, no, in transportation, no? Okay na natay airplane, no? Atong barko is na nagyusay ka na ang ah specific nga kanaang direction nga dili na mag-agad sa kanang flow sa hangin, no? Okay? And communication. So karon na tungod sa pagka-introduce sa kanang mga modern technologies, no? Mas mapadali ang komunikasyon, transportasyon, no? Okay. So some examples may include the first transatlantic telephone cable, no, where it was first introduced during in the year 1956, no, the first transatlantic telephone cable, no, that was introduced during 1956. And the next is the first transatlantic television broadcast, no, the first television broadcast, it was introduced during 1962. And then the founding of the modern internet in the year 1988. No? Nanay sila cellphone gamit sa una nga kung saan dagko pa kay antenna, no? Nanay mga communication or kanang uh, connection between other places to another country or another places nga dili nakakailangan pang muadto silang lugar para makipag-communicate, no? Through the modern internet, we can communicate easily, no? Bisag narata diri sa ato sa Pilipinas, maka-communicate ta sa laing nasod. Okay? Okay. So, no, it was introduced the modern internet was introduced in the year 1988, no? And usapod sa mga events nga dili na makalimtan, the terrorist attack on the Twin Towers in New York in the year 2001, no, mo ni siya nga issue pod, grabe ka trending during 2000, year 2000. Uh, wala pa kay ko'y buot ana nga time kay bata pa ko, pero according to my uncle, no, sila mga OFW that naa sila dito sa kanang New York, no, ingon sila nga grabe kadaot, daghan kaayo ang nasawi during that time, the terrorist attack in the Twin Towers in New York, no. Certainly with this view, more and more specific events or will characterize not just the origins of globalization, but also more of its history. No? Okay, so in Philippine history, mas daghan jud, mas ma-detailed ang information nga mahatag sa inyo ha. No? Manama mo sa inyong Philippine history? Are you done already with Philippine history nga subject? Or wala pa? Hello? Wait na to.
Tama ba, sir? Philippine literature
Ha?
to, sir.
Ha?
Philippine literature to.
Okay, Philippine literature pero nandiyan ang Philippine history, no? Okay, so or RPH or reading Philippine history. Okay? So, muna siya mas ma-detail na siya dito. Daghan kaayo mga events, no? Mga nindot kay mga information, mga detalye nga ma-aware ta, no? Makahibaw ta unsay mga panghitabo during those past years. Okay? So next is the fifth perspectives, no? The five perspectives of the origin of globalization is the broader, more recent changes, no? And those recent changes comprised with a fifth view of the origins of globalization. And these broad changes happened in the last half of the 20th century, no? Okay, no? It was happened in the last half of the 20th century, right? Okay. So, scholars today point to these three notable changes as the origin of globalization that we know today. No? Okay. The three notable changes as the origins of globalization that we know today. No, the emergence of the United States as the global power, no, our first world country, which is the USA, United States of America, right? Okay, the emergence of multinational corporation or gitawag og MNC, no? Okay. So kaning sa multinational corporation pod, no, muni siya ang nag-enable, no, na naay engagement of our country and other. No, if they have this type of company, if they have this type of kanaang products nga ilang gibaligya sa pamilihan or sa market, maari ding magkaroon tayo noon dahil sa multinational corporation. And through these ideas po, no, ang mga ideas from Saudi Arabia, uh, and ideas from Africa, Europe, and other continents is maaring ma-introduce din dito sa ating bansa dahil dito sa MNCs or multinational corporation. Okay? And then the third one, the three notable changes as the origin of globalization, no, is the demise of the Soviet Union and the end of Cold War, no? Okay, the demise of Soviet Union and the end of Cold War, no? Kumbaga nanalo ang US during the ideological conflict or during Cold War, no? Okay. Through its dominant military and economic power after World War II, the United States was able to outrun Germany, Japan, when in terms to industry. Sakto ba, dili? Agree? No? But still, after the Cold War, bisan pa og nakigdigmaan sila sa mga USSR, but still, they enable to outrun Germany and Japan, no? Pero karon sa Germany, sa California, but take note pod class mong usapod sa reason behind nganong dominant ang ang USA so sa Germany, just because after Cold War, no, Germany suffered the hyperinflation, no, alam niyo ba kung ano ibig sabihin ng inflation or inflation, class? Alam niyo ba kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng inflation? Hello?
No, sir. No, sir.
Wala?
Wala, sir.
Wala?
Wala.
Okay. So kinsa may na idea about inflation or gitawag inflation? No, when we say inflation, no, in
Pagkatapos sa
economics,
grabe,
Cinderella Ando? Ando?
kanang pagkuan og mga salapit sir ba?
Ha? Again?
Pagpagawas og mga kuan nga salapi sir.
Pagpagawas sa salapi? Okay, so no, when we say inflation, no, ito yung mga pangyayari na kung saan, no, merong pagtaas ng mga ng presyo ng lahat ng produkto sa pamilihan o kumbaga nagmahalan na ang lahat, kayo na lang ang wala, no? Inflation, mayroong pagtaas ng presyo ng isang produkto sa pamilihan, no? Mahal na ang mga palitunon, no? Okay. So, napo na siya opposite sa inflation which is gitawag na tog deflation or deflation. No, kung say deflation, pagbaba or ni barato ang produkto, no? Okay. So sa inflation po kay nagistorya man tag pagmahal sa mga pamalitunon, so it means na ay shortage kay ning mahal ang produkto. Kung barato pod, so it means na ay surplus or gitawag nato labis-labis na supply ang nai-produce sa pamilihan, no? But way back in Germany, usa sa mga rason sa USA nga ning dominant sila when in terms to industrial sector dahil sa hyperinflation na kung saan every minutes, no, imagine ha, every minutes merong pag-increase o pagtaas ng presyo sa pamilihan, grabe. And usapod ana naapod sila, recovering pa sila after Cold War, no, na kung saan merong digmaan na nangyayari, no. Okay, so ato ning coping up pa sila plus overpopulation. So kung dako ang populasyon sa usa ka nasod, naapagyoy hyperinflation, wala pagyoy tarong nga trabaho ang mga tao, magkaroon na ng malaking problema sa ekonomiya ng kanilang bansa. And yun ang isa sa mga rason kung bakit naunahan na ng ah, naunahan na ng Amerika ang Germania or Germany. And ang Japan po during the time, they're still uh, learning or adapting the new techniques, ideas, the modern strategies, no, modern technologies nga pwede nilang gamiton for the industry, no, sa ilang industriyang sektor sa kanilang bansa, no? Okay. So both Axis powers and allies fall behind economically as compared to the new global power. No? Because of this, no? Since dominant ang United States, the United States soon began to progress in different aspects like in diplomacy, media, and many more. So since dominant na sila, nag-majority na majority na sila sa other country kani industrialized sector, industriyado nga mga nasod, no, muna nga usa sa mga reason nga nag-advance or nauna na sila when in terms to diplomacy, media, film, no, na nasa mga Hollywood, no, and many more, right? Okay. So before multinational corporation came into being the roots, no? Okay. So usa dito siya sa notable changes of uh, notable changes as the origin of globalization, no, the emergence of the United States as the global power, no, ning dominant na sila sa Germany and Japan when terms to industry, and they gain a global power. Okay, so next is the emergence of multinational corporation. No, the second notable changes as the origin of globalization, which is the multinational corporation. So before multinational corporation came into being, no, came before MNC came into the existence, their roots were from their countries of origin during the 18th and early 19th century. No, the United States, Germany, the Great Britain had in their homeland great corporation which the world knows today. So however, they did not remain there as far as their production and market are concerned. So for example, no, in uh, Ford and General Motors originated in the United States, no? But in the 20th century, they exported more automobiles and opened factories to other countries. So muna, no? Because of multinational corporation, those sakyanan nga Ford, no? It was introduced to the other countries, no? Okay. So like for example, sa karon sa modern nga kanaang panahon, no? Nakig-alyado, no? Alyado ang Ducati. I know you are all familiar with this brand sa motor. Ducati and Lamborghini, no? Naa sila gipagawas nga motor, no? Which is limited ra ni siya nga products, no? Kanaang Diavel, no? It was combined with two high or top company, no? Ducati and Lamborghini. Grabe. And to tell you guys that this brand, no, the combination of kanang Ducati and Lamborghini, there are only 30 units nga ilahang gi-release around the world. No, if you're one of those kanang lucky person, lucky people nga maka-purchase ana, sikat na kay ka sa kalibutan. No? Okay. So same po diri sa multinational corporation when the United States America produced the uh, Ford nga car, and then they exported it to to Japan, Germany, Great Britain, and other nga mga kanang dato nga rich countries. No? Okay. So more recent, no? So next is mo to siya, the emergence of multinational corporation. No? Okay. So from one country na ato na nagsugod ang export, the ideas of exporting products or mga cars, no? Okay. So and many more nga pwede pa nga ma-export to other country. Okay? Okay? So more recent than the first two, no? the emergence of the United States as the global power, and the emergence of multinational corporation, the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991. This event led to the opening of the major parts of the world for the first time since the early 20th century. No? Okay. So after the Cold War, after the ideological conflict, no, between US and USSR, the downfall of Soviet Union, adto na open na open door na ang every country for the trading, no? Okay. So many global processes, immigration, tourism, media, diplomacy, and MNC or the tawag na tong multinational corporation spread throughout the planet. No, right. So, this paved way for the so-called free world. So, adto na nag-start, no? After the downfall of Soviet Union, after the Cold War, dito na nag-start ang free world. Nganong free world man, no? Just because what United States of America have, the other country will also be ay magkakaroon din, no? Okay. So, dahil doon, no, meron ng ugnayan, no, in terms of media, diplomacy, tourism, immigration. So, meron ng ugnayan ang bawat bansa. No, wala nang conflict, wala nang kumbaga mga hinanaing sa kanilang mga sarili na Amerikano kontra natin 'to, oh, kalaban natin 'to. No? Okay. So wala na. Lahat ng mga ideas during the downfall of Soviet Union after the Cold War were introduced to the world. And that time, ato nag-start ang mga imitation. Nung muna makita na to karon sa recent times, nga nanay mga product sa market nga imit man oy di man ko mopalitan ng imit ganahan kog original, but to mind you guys, lisod kaayo pagpalit og original, no? Everything was imitated na gyud, no? Bisan pa og Honda na siya, bisan pa og Ford na siya, this kaning Ford akong paliton kay mo gini una nga kanang automobiles nga nigawas diri sa kalibutan, but that was kana ang improvised na, no, imitated na siya, gisuno na lang na siya, no? Okay, so daghan na kaayong mga country, no, nga nagproduce sila ani nga brand, but they are not the origin of these products, no? Okay. Okay. Okay, so China, no? Like for example, karon China, even though the government remains communist, as we all know, nga communist man gina ang China, no? Wherein no private, no, dili walay capitalist idea ni theory ni Karl Marx nga capitalism, wala na dito sa China, no? Kay ang ilaha dito nga kanang government is communist man siya, in which is on its way to becoming a major force in global capitalism. No, according to Fishman in the year 2006. Okay? So, moreover, China is also globalizing when in terms of other aspects such as the hosting of the Olympics in the year 2008. No? Okay. Katong pag-Olympics sa 2008, ning host pod ang China. No? Okay. So, ning join sila, no, about sa globalization. Okay? Okay? So, walay pangutana about the broader and more recent changes. Walay pangutana
Wala, sir.
about the three notable changes as the origin of globalization, no, the emergence of the United States as the global power, no, the emergence of multinational corporation, the demise of Soviet Union, and the end of Cold War, no? Walay pangutana about these three notable changes. When we say
Wala, sir.
okay, so nakuha na to siya gyud. Okay? Since we're running out of time na, no? Di na lang guro na to na ipadayon ang global demography. Gamay ra ba gid unta ni oy? Next meeting na lang siguro ning demography, no?
Wala na, sir.
Sige. Tomorrow na ni murag si Dexter Pipito murag mo pa may pagmata lagi.
Wa, sir, eh.
Okay, so
Hinahanap
More
natin.
lang sila, sir.
okay, so questions, clarification.
Wala na, sir.
Wala ra?
Clear, sir.
Ando?
Clear, sir.
Okay. So, what are unsa ganitong four aspects of globalization? Aha, unsa ganito atong kuan?
Reading,
Ha?
uh,
Unsa man tong timak?
trade nga,
Trade, sir. Nga, missionary work.
Very good. Unsa pa gyud?
adventure,
Adventure,
Very good. Unsa nga ang C?
conquest,
Oh,
conquistor.
exactly. Oh, laki na gid nakatunan di ay. Ka
Exactly.
mga bright gid ni mas. Okay, so unsa man to ang four perspectives in the regarding to the origins of globalization?
Dito, lima, sir.
Five day. Five different
hardware,
perspectives
One,
regarding
sir.
the origins of globalization.
Katong hardware. One.
Hardwired, unsa pa?
cycle,
Cycles.
Cycles,
epoch,
Hardware.
epoch,
okay.
sir,
Epochs,
events,
epochs ha, dili ka nang imuhang kanang kuan ha, dili ka nang i-ads.
events,
Events,
Events, ang last, unsa man tong last?
brother,
broader,
Broader and
brother
more
and
more
recent
recent
changes,
changes. So under the
changes.
BMC, okay, so under the broader and more recent changes, what are the three notable changes as the origin of globalization?
the
Hala.
emergence of the United States,
Okay, very good. The emergence of the United States as the global power. Next, second.
The
multinational
emergence of
corporation,
multinational
multinational corporation, sir.
Very good. The emergence of multinational corporation. Third, the three
The
perspectives.
Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War, sir.
Okay, so the demise of the Soviet Union and the
Bien.
end of the Cold War. No, so when you say the emergence of the United States as the global power, so ato to siya nga nagdominant na ang USA sa Germany and Japan when in terms to industry. Right? And then when we say emergence of multinational corporation, no? Okay, so katong for example sa Ford, no, nga sakyanan in which na-export na siya to another part of the world. No, gani sa katong recent na to nga time karon na nay mga Ford nga car nga nagdagan diri sa Pilipinas. And that the origin of the multinational corporation is katuwa mo to siya ang Ford, no? Okay. So what else? Katong the demise of Soviet Union and the end of Cold War. So, nanay free world, no, sa three notable ikatulo sa notable changes as the globalization, the origin of globalization sa katong the demise of Soviet Union and the end of Cold War. So nanay free world. No, kaya na-introduce naman ang idea of multinational corporation. So, for the three notable changes is the origin of globalization at na nag-start nga naanay free world. No? Naka-open door na every country for any ideas, information, no? Nanay mga nag-share-share na sila. So, muna nga, ning transform ta into a modern world. And that's the origin of globalization. And that's the health of globalization, no? Dili lang ang kanang ideas, information ko tubra sa usa ka rehiyon, kundi na ibahagi nila ito sa ibang bansa, no? Ang mga makabagong natuklasan ay naibahagi nila sa ibang bansa, and then nagkaroon ng globalisasyon, no? Okay, through globalization pod na siya kanaang freedom, no? Kumbaga na komunikasyon ang bawat bansa. Pero karon sa atong time karon, no, ang the Philippines and China nga conflict about West Philippine Sea, no, grabe, digid gihapon nila buhian bisan wala sila mga bases, right? Okay, Okay? So, wala na mapauta na?
Yun, sir.
Okay. So, tomorrow, no? Tomorrow, kaya itong topic is about global demography and global migration. So, hopefully, maabot ko sa iyo. No? Late. Malate jud ko man. Bisa kung saon ako paninguha nga makabot ko sa 7:30 pero di jud mada. No? Kay to share mo share lang ko sa inyo ha, no? Klase man gud ko, 3 section. And then after ana, napa ko'y workshop, napa ko'y seminar nga atinan. So ikagabi mag-create, mag-make pa ko ka ng presentation, no? Okay, para sa inyo ha. And then activity. So grabe, igmatan ako alas 7 na. Saan pa man ako ning 30 minutes pag-prepare. Mag-ilis, maligo na lang ko, mag-ilis na lang ko. And then go to school. Wala pa'y pamahaw. No, tingom na branch na ni. Breakfast and lunch, no? Okay, kapoy kayo.
Kinahanglan naman trabaho, sir.
Lagi na dyan ang trabaho ay sayon nga trabaho, no? Mas nindot ug manag-iya kag usa ka negosyo, no? Nya, kumusta man mo ron dira? Kumusta mo sa inyong ubang subject? Sige na
Okay
mo.
ba, sir?
Sige ra mo klase
Oo.
sa ubang
Sir.
sub. Ha?
Sir, sorry sir,
Sige, sir,
mag-out ko
taga
sir, kaya
Globe.
signal hinay kayo sir.
Ha?
Sige sir,
Ha?
kaya sir, mag-out ko kayo, ang signal hinay kayo.
Hmm. Okay ra na, okay ra na. Basta activity di lang gid kalimtan. Makonsider mo gid ang internet interruption kay di man nato makontrol gud ang PLDT Globe. No, ingon ta nga ayan nanog ka ng ilaglag. Di mabuhat, no? Ni connect ra man ta. Sila man ato
O global.
source.
Ang tower, sir.
Sa dito wala mong gamit dito.
Wala, sir. Sobrang na ko, are.
Wa ba okay, sir, thank you sir.
Ha?
Hinay Japan sir.
Hinay gyapon ning dito. Kay akong manghod is online
Wa-
class siya,
Water
yang gamit
tower sir.
iyang gamit is dito kusog okay raman pud ang dito nga connection sa mo nakanindot kay barato ra 99 pila na to ka gigabytes. Nindot kay siya dito pero nalang gyud
10
mga
sir, 10.
nalang gyud mga area nga kanang hinay pud ang iyang internet connection or hinay iyang network. Okay, so that was all for today. Thank you so much in hang time. So hanggang sa muli, no? Okay, ugma na pod. So keep
Bye,
safe
sir.
always and goodbye.